Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So my name is Nisha Singh and I'm from Trinidad. If you're returning, welcome. If you're new, also welcome. Okay, so for my video today is actually a video that I've been longing to do. But I wanted to find the right time, and I actually wanted to go through the entire process basically before I come to talk about my experience. So for the past month or more has been a really hard month for us, not just because Trinidad is in a lockdown and our cases are rising, but to actually be a part, you know, or to go through it yourself. That is like the most scary part, I would say. um I tested positive for COVID. My household, they went well as well. I experienced, that in our family. We actually had three deaths in our family, and it just has been back to back with it. So I am gonna start by, you know, just, you know, I don't even know where to start basically. I am just gonna start. I'm just gonna, my hair's a bit wet still, so I'm just gonna, clip it up, and let's just, I guess, get into it. So let me start with my symptoms. I actually, the last day before the lockdown were implemented, I had got wet in the rain, and I got wet twice in the rain. So that same evening, I actually started to have body pains, and from the body pains, it went into fever the same night. And the next morning, I got up and I had a cough, and I just wasn't feeling good. So my mom, especially with with the spikes and stuff, she's like, you don't really feel sick, or you don't really feel like that. I don't think you should go to work. So I did not go to work. So I kind of monitor it, and obviously that weekend was my long weekend from work. So all I didn't even get to leave my house because I wasn't feeling well. I actually had to leave groceries. I did not get to do anything. I wonder if I did anything. I think I only went to the pharmacy and just get some meds, and that was it. But I'm a person, even if I get sick, most my last is 2 to 3 days, and I usually bounce back from it. However, a dry cough usually stays long on me. So I don't know if in some of my videos that I haven't posted, those were from while I was going through this journey, or some would have been from before, and I just now decided to upload it. But I started to have that cough and fever. The body pains wasn't there that much, but for the first night, oh my gosh, that body pain was horrible. Like, I remember I came home from work, I ate, I think I had tea, and I was just relaxing a little bit before I go take a shower. And with that, I could not get up to shower. I remember I was just in one spot shivering, and when I do kind of catch myself, it's because I told my dad, I was like, I don't think I could be it. Like, I am literally in a lot of pain. And he was like, what? And from that, I kind of monitor it. I stayed home. I didn't go anywhere, because at the end of the day, we are not doctors. We don't know exactly what it is going on. So I did not want to give anybody else it. I didn't even know I had it until I went to the health center. And when I went to the health center, it's because I started to lose my teeth. My mom was cooking food, and I was like, this not tasting good at all. I didn't have an appetite. I don't think at the time I had a diarrhea. Well, I'm not sure if the diarrhea had now come on. But that particular morning I went to the health center, I had roasting fever. Like, roasting fever. And the health center, there's usually a process. Any healthcare system, there's a process and how you go about doing things. You have to wait. I went really early, and I still had to wait. And at that time, when you're not feeling good, you just want to lie down. You just want to be over with it. So my dad and I, we both went and we get tested. And when we get tested, I had a temperature, and they told us within 3 to 4 days we would get our results, because right now we seem to be in our peak. And you know, the only downfall I would say with I was lucky enough, thank God, that my family and myself bounced back within a week, or it could be less than a week. But in terms of the diarrhea, like all the symptoms we had, there was times that I felt like I couldn't breathe properly. I have to sit up and breathe. But it was horrible. We all got it. From me, not even in our household. I have cousins who are still recovering from it. Their mom passed away as well. Like it has really hit home. Like this virus is so serious. People, I always wear my mask. I always sanitize. Like up to this day, I don't even know where I contracted this virus from. And in a case like this, I brought it home to my household, and my entire household were ill. We were just lucky enough that we didn't get it, had to go to the hospital or anything. And that's what it was. Just your body pains were crazy. Like you just wasn't well. Like Mother's Day met us not feeling well. Like we couldn't even cook on Mother's Day, and I wanted to make fried rice, and I wanted to do all these things to my mom. I didn't even want her to cook on that day. And we reached a stage where my aunt had to bring food and left it on a tray by our gate, so that nobody wouldn't be able to come in or to be in contact. It was really horrible. Like I need to take a sip. Like I felt my mom's took a while to bounce back, because my parents are not spring chickens anymore, so it is scary. Like now I stayed like 28 days home, because I said with the health system, it is crazy right now. It's flooded, they're overwhelmed, but at the same time nobody does checks up on you. Like nobody, if you don't keep calling, you're not gonna get anything done. You're not gonna know your results. You're not gonna know what is the next step. Like I have been through it. I can tell you it was frustrating, because at the end of the day, even though we bounced back and we stayed our 21 days in quarantine, bills have to be paid. Like I'm the only one in my household who are essential, so I needed to go back out to work, and with all this document stating I'm fit for work, I could not go back out. So it was stressful. But let me get into the part of what we did from early that helped us. So in cases that where you're thinking you're getting it, y'all can do the same thing. Because right now the health system is, I have a cousin who is still in there, and he got sick the same time with us. He's still on oxygen, that's to tell you. So for one, let me tell you all the things that you'll need to do. Vitamin C, I took a lot of reduction, and also I took the natural, a lot of sucking oranges. Like fruits, I didn't have much of an appetite in the beginning, so I'm not going to tell you that force yourself and eat. You're honestly going to try to eat, because you have to take your paracetamol. That's the only medication that we took. But we took it like every 6 hours. We were taking it, like we were running through cards like that. And even when you go to the health center, the ones that they give you, I find to be the best, to be honest, because that morning when I went with that extreme fever, in 2 2s after I took it, while I was sitting waiting, I started to feel better. So, and in terms of getting swab, it really isn't painful, but it's not comfortable. So it's only like a couple seconds you're going to feel that discomfort in your nose. So if you have nose ring like myself, you'll want to take it off before. But I'm going to tell you as it is. So you're going to need to stock up on vitamins. Ginger, hardy, fever grass, lemon, all of these things are going to be your best friends. I had a lot of watermelon, mango, but watermelon, pine, and oranges were our thing. And soups, we had a lot of soup. We did a lot of like squeezing orange and ginger as a shot, so that helped us. And a lot of steams, like we did a lot of steams. So what you would usually do, because the virus usually stays in your nose, and from there it goes into your lungs, and that's why you can't breathe and all of that. So I would say, like, our steams, we used to use essential oils and hot water with a pot or in put in a bowl or anything in that sort. And we used to take a rag or a towel and put it over us. So while we inhaling that steam, it just used to have you like really wet after, but and a lot of vitamin D. Like, we used to sit in that sun a lot. Like, sometimes I used to can't make a lot of footsteps, but I would just sit in the gallery, and once the sun is hitting me, I'm going to take it in at least 15 to 20 minutes. So they actually recommend within the hours of 10 to 11 or till half 11. That's the best time to take the vitamin D. I will also recommend that time because that's the time that we used to do it. But we did a lot of steam, like sometimes 3 times a day we doing that steam, like steam. And we used to have, as I said, we used to drink a lot of those bush teas. It was really a task, but I am so grateful that my family and I were able to bounce back within a week. Still we are cautious because of the fact that, you know, we were positive. Like, we are still cautious. Like, I am cautious of where I go. Like, I don't go much places now because all you could go is to the grocery. And I was really grateful that my mom's family, they were so supportive. My boyfriend, he was there throughout. I don't know how, I don't understand. He was around me the time when I was sick and he didn't get it. So I guess he's one of the blessed ones too. But it was just really scary because we could not leave our house. You know, my cousins, my aunts, my uncles, they all would just come and drop stuff for us. We have a chair, as I tell you, that we leaves right by the gate, and they would drop everything there for us so that we would make contact with them, they would make contact with us. And even like my cousins that who got it, you know, some of them had to go to Cuba Hospital, some were in Cora, some were in Mount Hope. It is crazy. It is really, really crazy. My advice to you all is, please wear your mask, stay home right now. As much as we want that dollar, it is hard. Like, I did not want to be in a situation where I'm feeling like, you know, it's hard. But I'm telling you, you don't want to be in the hospital. You don't. That pain is horrible. I could tell you, I've been there. It is horrible. That way you feel is horrible. And if we, you know, got it home and we bounce back, there's others who are suffering way more in the hospital. Could you imagine how they are feeling? That they can't see their family members. I mean, I lost my cousin husband and my aunt said I mean, they weren't well. So, you know, when you're not well, especially and you get this virus, it's hard to fight it. But still, you know, they're our loved ones, and it is really hard. And the hard part about it is because we were still in quarantine. My aunt who died, her children were positive. None of us could have been there to her funeral. Like, nobody. That hurt my mom so much because I felt kind of I was the reason why, because I'm the one who brought it to my house so that she couldn't even see her sister. So only when it hits home, you know how it feels. Even for my cousin husband, he has 2 young children, and it's really, really sad. Like, despite, you know, somebody not being well, still you have young kids to leave. It is just really, really sad. And then my mom and my mom's sister, she passed away just like a few days ago. But I think, you know, she didn't die from the virus, but that's one of her sisters who had died. So it's hard to lose 2 sisters just, you know, back to back. I lose 2 aunts back to back. So I mean, if I forget anything else and y'all wants to find out anything, please feel free to message me. I just wanted to share my experience. This is not something that, you know, you go tell everybody, because some people with their mindset, they're not going to understand that you were innocent inside to say, because I always sanitize, I always wear my mask, I don't go to crowds or anything like that. You know, it's still, you could never tell where you can pick up this from, because I myself still don't know. So I just want to say, guys, please just be safe. stay home when you could. If it hits to your family, please, you can feel free to message me in anything. In case if I forget to state something that I did that helped us, you're gonna remember to dry cough for sure. So I took meds. I called up my doctor and I asked pertaining for that, and I got meds to help me with my dry cough, because what they say is that until that dry cough don't leave is because it was still in your system and all of that. But naturally, I usually has a dry cough that just don't go. It just don't go. It always there. But still, for the sake of me going back to work, and gosh, this video gonna be real long. I'm so sorry. Right. So for the fact of me having to go back to work, and I'm sure my colleagues are gonna know about my situation, I don't want anybody to feel like I'm giving them anything or for them to feel any type of way, because any day I'm gonna put myself in them situation and understand how they feel, and I know what I went through, and I can't be selfish to my colleagues. So I stayed as much as I said, I stayed home 28 days, and now I'm fine. Now I can film videos, and I just wanted to share it with you. So as I said, guys, if you all have any questions that you want to know, anything, please feel free to comment. I can tell you about my journey. I can guide you in terms of if you're having issues and how to go about getting your results, how long does it take, how you have to follow up. The healthcare system is in a mess. You in for a ride. You have to keep calling, else you're not going to get anything done. And basically that's it. So thank you so much for watching my video. This one has been a touching one. I still kind of hold back my feelings a bit, but it's just something that I wanted to tell whoever is going through it, that you're not alone. I know what it feels like. I have been through it, and I would gladly like to help anybody if I can. So that's my video for today, guys. Please be safe. Love you all.